Hey all, welcome to Share Trek. This is Raj here, and today I want to get us to have a feel of what it would be like if the genomic companies in our watch list had approved therapies. I'm thinking of a scenario like, say, 5 years down the line when most of the genomic companies that we have in our watch list would have approved therapies, and genomic therapies would be mainstream and with wide acceptance. With that in mind, I have taken the nearest approximation. I've taken stock of the top 9 companies and their approved therapies. Their cost, sales for 2022 were available, and also a little bit of wherever I have information, whether there was resistance to the price and all those kind of things. So I'm thinking that with all of that, we'll get a feel of what it would look like when most of the companies in our watch list, genomics watch list, will start having monetization in place. So with that said, let's get started. Welcome back, friends. Let's start with the biggest of them all, Novartis. Novartis has got 2 gene therapies in place. The first one is Zolgensma, approved gene therapy for spinal muscular atrophy, and it's priced at $2.1 million per patient. And it's generating more than $1.3 billion in annual sales. And that's the number I got for 2022. So for the entire year of 2022, they got $1.3 billion in sales for Zolgensma. And then the next therapy that they have is called Chimera. Of course, this therapy is very well known in the industry. Approved gene therapy for certain types of leukemia and lymphoma. And it notched up $536 million in 2022. Each of those units of therapy is priced at $475,000 for a one-time treatment. And next, I have a company called Spark Therapeutics, and they have a therapy called Luxturna, which is approved gene therapy for inherited retinal disease, so things to do with the eyes. It's priced at $850,000 for a one-time treatment, and sales figures for 2022 are not available, so I could not produce them for you. But they reported a $27 million revenue in 2018 when it was with when they had just launched the therapy. And next, I have a company called Biogen, again, a very famous company. And they have a therapy called Aduhelm. And Aduhelm is an approved gene therapy for Alzheimer's disease. And initially, it was priced at $56,000 per year for a typical patient receiving the recommended dose. And it won an accelerated approval in June 2021 based on a little bit of questionable data, according to industry experts. The drug maker initially priced the therapy, as I said, at $56,000, but they had to cut the price to $28,200 for an average patient. So I believe this drug is given based on the weight of the patient. So if a patient had an average weight, I don't know what that weight is, but an average weight patient would have to pay $28,200 a year for the therapy. And the Centers for Medicine and Medicaid Services proposed to limit Medicare coverage to only patients on approved clinical trials, and the company expects only minimal revenue contribution from Aduhelm in 2022. So as you can see, even after approval and getting monetized, there are likely stumbling blocks, either because the price is too high or because the effectiveness doesn't command the kind of price that was requested in the first place, because then insurance companies and payers start to intervene and negotiate down the price, which was the case for Aduhelm. So please keep all these things in mind, because this gives a flavor of what it would feel like when most of our watch list companies have approved genomic therapies. After that, we have our good old friend Bluebird Bio. There is no need for a major introduction. Zynteglo, approved for beta thalassemia, is priced at $2.8 million per patient with an 80% refund if benefits do not last beyond 2 years from administration. We know that there were 27 patients lined up. We don't have any further information. There's Skysona is also in the market, but we do not have any price or patient details except a news article late last year that mentioned a potential price target of $3 million per patient. So I'm still waiting for more information out there. Next is Gilead Sciences with Yescarta. Yescarta is an approved gene therapy for certain types of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and it's priced at $373,000 for a one-time treatment. Sales in 2022 should be close to 0.75 billion, according to some estimates. And then we have Unicure with Glybera. Glybera is an approved gene therapy for a rare genetic disease currently available only in Europe, priced at euro 1.1 million, approximately 1.3 million USD. That's the cost per treatment. After 5 years of approval, it was withdrawn due to its high cost of an average of $1 million per treatment. So this is again another example of a successful therapy which has come into market. It was in the market for 5 years. And then, because of the high price, they had to withdraw it from the market. Now, Bluebird had done something similar in Europe before for Zynteglo. So please keep these things in mind, because this further refines your valuation of the companies which are in our genomic watch list, once you know what is the potential that could happen. Next, we have Abeona Therapeutics with Zolgensma. Zolgensma is an approved gene therapy for spinal muscular atrophy, which is priced at $2.1 million per patient. Zolgensma sales amounted to 1.37 billion in 2022. Then we have Orchard Therapeutics with Libmeldy. Libmeldy is an approved gene therapy for metachromatic leukodystrophy, priced at $1.8 million for one-time treatment per patient. Total sales in 2022 was at 18.8 million. And we also have Amicus Therapeutics with Galafold. Galafold is an approved gene therapy for Fabry disease, priced at approximately $315,000 per year for a typical patient. Annual global sales amounted to 306 million. So those were the bunch of companies, the 9 companies that I was talking about, which have got gene therapies in the market, which are already approved. And there was one more company called Adaptimmune with a gene therapy in collaboration with GSK, but unfortunately GSK decided to pull the plug on it. So I'm not listing it out here. In terms of conclusion, I think that the way I would look at all that I have told you so far, if I was to summarize it, I would say that the market for gene therapies is growing and there's a lot of exciting developments happening. The top companies in the field right now are Novartis, Spark Therapeutics, Biogen, Bluebird Bio, Gilead Sciences, Unicure, Abeona Therapeutics, Orchid Therapeutics, Amicus Therapeutics. And these are the companies which already have the therapies in the market and they are making money out of it. It's important to know that these companies are still working on developing gene therapies for different diseases and conditions, and they each have their own approved gene therapies that are making an impact in the market. Some of the most successful gene therapies so far include Novartis Zolgensma, which is the most expensive drug in the world at $2.1 million per patient, and Novartis Chimera, which has generated $536 million in sales in 2022. These are the big success stories. And we have in our watch list the underdogs, which promise a big game, and when they deliver, there is a big payday at the end. That is why, apart from Bluebird, we do not have any of the other companies that I spoke about in our watch list. Of all the companies in our watch list, Bluebird is likely to reward shareholders early through capital gains as they start disclosing more and more information about more patients enrolled for Zynteglo and Skysona. There will be increments in their share price much faster. And the very next one after that would be CRISPR Therapeutics, because as soon as they get their Exacel approval, the share is going to zoom. So that's what I think is likely to happen in our wannabe genomic majors list that we cover. And overall, the gene therapy market is expected to continue growing with more and more companies getting involved in this field. As an investor, it's important to keep an eye on these developments and consider investing in companies that are leading the way in gene therapy with research and development. There are many risks along the way through the development pipeline, through FDA approval. And beyond that, you have seen that there are risks related to ability of the market to pay the high price. Some of these therapies have been withdrawn because the price was too high and the market could not pay it. So investor needs to keep all these risks in mind while eyeing mega profits in the genomic companies in our watch list, which at present do not have any approved gene therapies, but are in the verge of coming up with a approved therapy very soon. So please let me know what you guys think about our genomic watch list, and if we should include any new names and drop any existing names. Also, I'd like to hear from you about what you would like to see next in this channel for our genomics investor group. I'd like to add some new contents because when I look at the genomic watch list that we have and the news cycle, there isn't much happening except for CRISPR Therapeutics and potentially a little bit for Beam and some for Bluebird. Apart from that, I don't see much happening out here. So I would like to expand our coverage, and I'd like to hear from you. What is it that you would like to see in our channel? And I'll be very glad to add them to here. And from me, that's all for now. And I'll catch up with you in the next video. Bye for now. Have a nice day.